Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an opinion piece from The Hill. It's written by Jeffrey M. McCall, and I have to say I gotta give him credit because he's calling the CNN situation with Acosta and the press pass with this temporary restraining order how it is. And I do have to give him credit for it. I have to give The Hill, with their Trump derangement, credit for actually publishing this. But I just wanted to go through this because for someone in a left to further left, I won't say they're far left, but further left publication like The Hill, and I use the term publication lightly here, to actually say, yeah, this isn't like as big as people are making it, as big as CNN's making it. They deserve to be recognized for that. So this was published on the 16th of November here. So let's get into this here. CNN correspondent Jim Acosta has been released from his Trump administration imposed timeout and is now allowed back on the White House playground. Now, this is what I love. He is basically saying that Acosta acted like a child and got what he deserved. That's the implication here. This is what I mean about this article. This is why I wanted to read this to you people, and comment on it, because this is just, it's beautiful to see something like this. Federal Judge Timothy Kelly ruled the White House failed to provide Acosta due process in revoking Acosta's press pass access last week. Thus, Acosta has his White House press pass back in hand. Now, I don't understand where the hell this idea of due process comes in hand. We are not talking about a court of law. We are talking about the White House. We are talking about a press pass. Which, see, these people who call themselves the press, the legacy media, all that, they want to conflate the term press with what they're doing. See, when the Founding Fathers said freedom of the press, they were talking about the printing press itself, which is a tool for you to exercise your free speech. So, to call them the press completely twists what the Founding Fathers intended by the term press. So, here he is. He's celebrating, I'm sure. He's like, woohoo, look at me. I showed him. Like a whiny little bitch. I'm pretty sure that's what Acosta's doing. And the White House should be able to revoke a press pass on anyone who they want when they want. They did it during the Obama administration to a Fox White House correspondent, and none of this shit happened. CNN, Acosta, and his press colleagues are doing touchdown dances to celebrate what amounts to a 2-yard gain. I mean, this guy, Jeffrey here, he takes shots, and he's good at them. Acosta was welcomed back to the White House grounds by 50 of his press colleagues. A statement from CNN read in part, "Our sincere thanks to all who have supported not just CNN, but a free, strong, and independent American press." Says CNN, the driving force on deplatforming Alex Jones. Yeah, okay. You only want free speech for you guys. Then there is the fact of, the guy who did this, the reworking of the GIF of Trump, the Trump CNN meme, added the sound back in, that they threatened to dox. There's the little old lady that they showed up at the front yard of, while she was outside, and doxed because she was a Trump supporter. See, they only want their free speech, and they're talking about a strong and independent American press. Well, I'm sure there are American-made presses that you can print a lot of good shit off of that are strong. Because you are exercising your free speech. The idea of the video, the idea of the web page, whatever the case may be on that note, would be the press on the Founding Fathers' intent. They are a tool for you to exercise your free speech. But you only want to be able to exercise yours. And screw everyone else. This is known in football as outkicking your coverage. Pretty much every red-blooded American supports a free and functioning press. Not every American supports a journalist who wants to become a spectacle instead of report news. Exactly. Which is what people have been trying to say. And they've been twisting this situation in response, going, well, it's an attack on free press. I mean, Acosta, biggest crying bitch about that. It's an attack on the free press. No, dude, it's a response to you being a spurging retard. Get it in your head. See, this is why I got to give Jeffrey credit here. Judge Kelly's ruling was made on procedural grounds and failed to address any underlying First Amendment implications regarding a free press. This is another thing. I've read the CNN a CNN article on this. I've read an AP article on this. I read, oh God, what was the other one? There was another one. And they're trying to make this like this was done on the First Amendment. Like, even though they're saying, oh, it was done on the 5th, but this does have First Amendment implications. Like, they're trying to play it like this is a First Amendment win. The broader issue of whether Acosta's First Amendment rights were violated in the revoking of his press credential will be considered by Judge Kelly in the coming days. Whichever way he eventually rules, the losing party will likely appeal, and this matter could drag on for months. Now, here's another thing. CNN is actually trying to claim that the judge, no quotes, they're just saying that it was said by the judge, basically, or they're implying that it was said by the judge, that they would most likely win on a First Amendment grounds. Well, if that's the case, then I have a First Amendment right to go to the White House, demand a press pass, while acting like a spurging fucking idiot like Acosta, and get one. Because that would be the precedent that would be set. Because that's what they would be saying. Because if he has a First Amendment right to be there, I have a First Amendment right to be there. You have a First Amendment right to be there if you're an American citizen. Anyone who's an American citizen who considers themselves someone, by their definition, the press, or uses a medium under the actual definition and conveys information, would be considered under that same type of idea. You know, because I don't want to call it the press. But, because of what the Founding Fathers intended. But the thing is, I'll just have to call it the press because it'll make things easier. But if I can call myself the press, you call yourself the press. Anyone does that, and they have a medium, whether it's a website or a blog, or they create video content, then they automatically should get a press pass if the judge rules the way that CNN is trying to claim that he said they would probably win and rule in the favor of them. I mean, that would be literally what they would be saying with that. I don't think they want to open that can of worms because they don't want to be able to look, down their noses at the rest of us and not be able to do it from the, White House press corps. I mean, that's privilege. The reality is the First Amendment's narrow wording provides little guidance on how the press freedoms are to be operationalized. There is no stated right to gather news, so Acosta doesn't necessarily have a right to be in press conferences, let alone be called on. Exactly. He does not have a right to do that. He has a right to gather information. He has a right, to write about that gathered information. He can ask questions and have the master, if he does so nicely and professionally and, shows a little respect, gets a response, to that question. Yeah, because if you act like a fucking cocksucking prick like he does, you don't deserve shit. See, this is what gets me is Acosta thinks he has a right to be called on. He thinks that he has a right to be there. Like, the guy is so fucked in the head, it's not even funny. He's one of those ones. He's like the fucking skeptics with their heads up their asses, sniffing their own fucking farts. There's a lot of this shit going on. It's like a thing with these people who lean to the left, because all the skeptics tend to lean to the left. Acosta leans to the left. Mad Cow leans to the left. Her head's so far up her fucking ass, she should be like, rolling in on herself to the point where she just disappears. Seltzer, Cooper, all of them are high on their own fucking farts. Like CNN, I think they got a fart huff box where they all go in and they just sit there. Oh, yeah. And they get high off each other. I mean, they all think they're fucking special. They don't realize they're special ed and that they should all be riding a short bus together to, like, CNN's headquarters. Whether, or their bureau in Washington or New York or whatever the case may be, wherever they're working. They should have, like, short bus service for these people. Acosta lost his press credentials temporarily, but he was free to continue commenting on the news, so he wasn't exactly silenced. Exactly. See, I love how they can try to cry, oh, my free speech, I'm being silenced and shit like that with Acosta, while they're actively going after Alex Jones, people on YouTube. It's ridiculous. People who make memes that show how Trump verbally smacks him down, using WWE as a reference to that, going after and intimidating little old ladies, or at least trying to. I mean, this is CNN for you. Other CNN reporters maintained White House access, so the channel can hardly claim it was squeezed out of as an organization. Exactly. That's another thing on top of this. They tried to stop Jerome Corsi from getting a White House press pass because of InfoWars. They did everything. They were all bullshit that the Trump administration gave Corsi, who is a credible reporter, long-standing, award-winning, a White House press pass. They were so livid about that because it broke up their little elitist clique. And they cry about Acosta? This is some ridiculous shit. CNN tries to stop people from having from getting a press pass, but then cries my free speech with Acosta. Love the hypocrisy, don't you? Because I know I do. And this fact that they've had access, an organization like CNN or Fox or MSNBC, I'm sure, they get other people that have credentials on the payroll so that they always have a backup. You always have a backup. That's just smart thinking. Pressers are designed to allow reporters to ask questions, not debate the president. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. That's another thing. See, Acosta gets up there, gets combative, and starts acting like a disrespectful cocksucker to the president. Literally trying to start shit with him. And that's not how you're supposed to play things. That's not how you're supposed to be in that position. Thus, the White House gets to establish the protocol. Still, the Trump administration's clumsy and retaliatory banning of Acosta does appear to be targeting a reporter over content matters, generally considered a First Amendment no-no. No, it has nothing to do with content matters. This is where Jeffrey loses it. Jeffrey, dude, this is about his behavior. He acts like a sparking idiot. He acts like a spoiled child. You even said that. I love how now you lay that out in the beginning, and then now you want to walk it back. You can't do that. This entire saga has been a disturbing and unnecessary government versus press struggle from the beginning. No, it has not. Because if you want to look at things, the only people that are sparking out that have a problem, that are causing issues or anything like that, are the legacy media. And they're lashing out at their competition in the alternative media. So to try to say that this is a government versus the press struggling from the beginning is complete horseshit. It's the press going after the government because of who won the election. It's the press going after the alternative media because they were the ones who didn't push bullshit, lies, and propaganda and gave average people given their 2 cents on, on the note of commentary on top of it. So that's why they're attacking the alternative media. Why don't we get this straight on who's causing shit, who's feeling froggy and trying to leap at people here? Because it's the legacy media, not the government versus the press. There are no winners, and American citizens are the losers. Tell the legacy media that. Tell your fellow pundits that shit. The fellow left, those people on the left that have been sparking out for fucking almost 2 years at this point because Trump won. Talk to them. President Trump's ongoing harsh insults of the press have become tired. Whoa, buddy, old pal here. He does not attack the press. He attacks CNN and MSNBC. He attacks outlets in the press. Not the press as a whole. He attacks specific outlets with good cause because they tell lies and bullshit and propaganda. I mean, how would you like it if someone talked shit about you? If someone lied about you, Jeffrey? Would you sit there with a shit-eating grin and just take it like a little cuck bitch? Or are you going to be like, whoa, wait one fucking minute? I don't know where you land on that, but I'm kind of thinking towards the cuck. I mean, the way you walk things back here, yeah. Thinking a little bit of cuck. The nation fully understands how Trump feels about the press, and constant reminders are hardly needed. Some of his ire, however, could be well justified. See, then he comes back the other direction. This is one of the things about Jeffrey here. It's like he's being torn. CNN has made little doubt how it institutionally views the Trump administration, and Acosta revels in being a leading antagonist. Every minute taken out of the news agenda to dwell on the Trump war with the media, sadly, is a minute that could have been used to cover issues about which Americans have real concerns. Okay? Yell at CNN for this shit. Direct this to CNN. Direct this to Acosta. Direct this to Seltzer. Direct this to that racist little fuck who, because he gets topped by his white boyfriend, okay, hates white people and says that, they're the extremists, Lion Lemon there, because he did some creative math and went from September 12th, 2001 on to say, oh, white men, the root of all fucking evil. Talk to him about that shit. Talk to Anderson Cooper. Talk to all their spurging people that they have on. They're the ones that are pushing that shit. They're the ones that are making it about Trump. The same is true with MSNBC. And even to a large extent, the legacy aspect of like the big three networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS. And not even just the legacy outlet, media outlet side of that with the news. Because you have all the late night shows that used to be about comedy and taking you away from the shit and making jokes about things that are actually funny have now just become about propaganda, lies, and bullshit being forced down your fucking throat. Saturday Night Live used to be about, hey, it's Saturday night. Enjoy the friggin' time. If it was political, it was like funny shit. Like the idea of Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford took a spill. Oh, Chevy Chase. Boom. Does something similar. It's the left in the legacy media. Whether it's the cable networks, the broadcast networks, the news networks, whatever the case may be. They're the ones that are making it about Trump 24-7. It's that simple. CNN might love the anti-Trump theater created by the Acosta antics, but the extra publicity generated is not translating to increased ratings for the cable news pioneer, which still trails competitors Fox News Channel and MSNBC by large margins. Wow. Why don't we call it how it is? People are sick of hearing the Trump bashing, which is why Fox News's ratings are more than MSNBC and CNN's combined. Two networks that used to dominate. Fox. That should tell you a lot. Or would better Fox. I mean, CNN more dominate. MSNBC would better them. Now it's the other way around. There's a reason for that. CNN should seriously consider what role Acosta should play on the channel. He has no doubt an aggressive and passionate... What? He is no doubt an aggressive and passionate journalist? Excuse me. What he does isn't fucking journalism. It hasn't been journalism for a while. But he is also clearly now in a position where he is the subject of the news rather than a reporter of the news. According to most journalistic standards, that is not a good thing. Yes, and Acosta made himself that way. Acosta put him in that position, put himself in that position. The second he compromised himself on the note of being a quote-unquote journalist, he should have lost his fucking job because he can no longer effectively do said job. This current situation is proof of that. But you see, CNN is going to back this dipshit because they're spurging out morons like him. And they're going to double down on this shit. Oh, we're news. Really? That's what you call news, Acosta being a spurging idiot and rude to other reporters? Okay. That's just beside the president being a cocksucker to him. Okay, good to know. I mean, you people are fucking ridiculous over on the left and CNN and shit like that because you think that that behavior is acceptable. You wouldn't have accepted that behavior towards Obama. But it's okay to do it to Trump because he's big bad orange man. You fucking spurgs. Acosta has often mixed his White House reporting with heavy doses of commentary and analysis. Ha 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 ha! Try, he opens his mouth and starts shit with Trump. He's been doing it for 2 fucking years. Talking over his fellow reporters and shit like that. It's like a spoiled, petulant child. There is surely a place in news for such opinion presentation, but that place is normally taken by people who are identified as commentators, not by the supposed reporters of facts. CNN should give Acosta his own opinion show or assign him to do commentary on other CNN programs. But you see, if they did that, that would be seen as a demotion, because the prestige of being the White House correspondent or chief correspondent, okay, that'll get you fluffed by a chick, more so than, yeah, I'm a commentator on a show. Yeah, you'll still probably get fluffed, but there won't be as much enthusiasm in the fluffing, if you catch my drift. Media credibility has been in decline for years now, and the public is saying to the press, this is not about you. Acosta has a high profile as a White House correspondent, but he is now veering off into becoming an entertainment-style personality or political provocateur. What are you saying? He's modeling himself after Milo? Perhaps Acosta could celebrate his legal triumph with a victory lap around the White House press room and then leave his press pass for another deserving CNN reporter who will cover the president and not try to be the focus of the attention at press briefings. Oh, Zoom! Ouch! Jeffrey. You walk it back, you walk it forward. You walk it back, you walk it forward. Then you throw this zinger in at the end. Dude! Wow, I'll give you credit on the end on that one. I got to give you credit. He's right. I mean, he doesn't want to flat out say it, that Acosta is acting like a child. That's why he made the jabs that he did. That's why he made the implications and shit. But he's right. Acosta acts like a child. Acosta... See, you know what? The Trump administration should have said, well, he assaulted the White House intern, used the C-SPAN video, not even gone beyond that point and said, yeah, that's why he got banned. He put hands on someone. I mean, I'm not saying assault. I mean, technically under the law, it is assault. But they should have just said he put hands on a White House intern. You don't do that. That would have been the end of it. They wouldn't have had legal grounds to stand on. They really wouldn't. CNN would have been like, but we're CNN, and they would have went. The judge would have went, yeah, but he did put hands on her, and that's a valid reason. Anyways, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.